Maisie Donohue, and I'm a 15-year-old sophomore at Brandywine High School. I started a club, the World Justice Club, which is an activism club at my school, aiming to educate my peers on human rights and environmental issues. It's not nearly as cool as Fridays for Future, but it exists. I'm here speaking to you today because I'm deeply concerned with the climate crisis. From the predictions so far, if we could continue on our current trajectory, climate change will drastically change our standard of living, create massive droughts, and increase the intensity and frequency of natural disaster. The polar ice caps are melting faster than our worst predictions have indicated. We can already see monstrous fires in Australia, California, the Amazon, and floods are becoming commonplace. When I think of climate change, I think of the all-encompassing, largest issue we have in our world today, needing all of our focus. If you care about immigration, issues will only get worse when the entirety of South America swarms the US border to escape from drought and famine. If you care about extinction, global warming is causing massive amounts of extinction. If you care about poverty, a decreasing supply will only give way to giant price inflation, heavily decreasing standards of living, especially among the least fortunate. If you care about health, there are no healthy people on a dead planet. If you care about racial inequality, those of the least privileged races will be most deeply affected by climate change. And if you care about any issue on this planet, you have to care about this planet, because if we do not have an area to live, we will not have any life, any concept of liberty, or any ability to pursue happiness. That being said, I've always felt that dealing with climate change needs to be a two-step plan. Number one, climate action, and number one, climate education, and number two, climate action. To understand solutions we must take, we must understand that on an inherent level, as humans, each and everything we do has a carbon footprint, from developing plastic items to creating refrigerators. To solve the all-encompassing problem of climate change, we really need to practice every solution. That being said, we should always focus on the solutions that are the most impactful. So, which solutions are the most impactful? Well, luckily for us, we don't have to speculate at all, since scientists working at quantifying the most impactful solutions have formed Project Drawdown at drawdown.org, a world-class research organization that reviews, analyzes, and identifies the most viable climate change solutions. They've created a ranked list of solutions, so I'm just going to go down the top 5. To begin, what do you all think is the very most impactful thing we can do as a solution to climate change?
Fossil fuel.
You can speak it out or just
Think of fossil fuel.
Mm-hmm. Well, surprisingly, it's actually refrigerant management. In every refrigerator and air conditioner, there are chemical refrigerants which are used to chill the air. The primary refrigerant used, HFC, has from 1,000 to 9,000 times the capacity to cause global warming than carbon dioxide. An amendment to the Montreal Protocol will phase out HFCs eventually. However, refrigerators and air conditioners still with HFC are still in circulation. Since 90% of refrigerants are leaked at end of life, effective disposal of all current units is essential. This can be done through removing and storing refrigerants, then purifying them for reuse or transforming them into other chemicals. Solution number 2. Does anyone know what solution number 2 is? You can think it in your head.
Transportation.
It's onshore wind turbines, which is fairly specific, but so I think we all know how green energy is safe on carbon emissions, but what's special about onshore wind is just wind is incredibly competitive, just less expensive even than coal-generated energy, and onshore wind turbines are less expensive than offshore ones. The third most effective solution to climate change, according to Project Drawdown, is food waste. Roughly a third of total food production goes to waste. Then when that food goes to landfills, it turns into methane gas, which is a much more potent gas than carbon dioxide. This is a problem occurring on every step of the production line, from food being wasted in farms, to markets, to consumers. And the fourth best solution to climate change, according to Project Drawdown, is a plant-rich diet. When most people think of solutions to climate change, they think of things like rooftop solar, electric cars, or nuclear power. Well, it turns out that a plant-based diet is way more effective than all of those solutions. Producing meat and other animal products, typically called animal agriculture, turns out to be insanely inefficient. Just think about how many resources are needed to raise an animal to adulthood, and how many emissions are created just by that animal being alive. Now, if beef or cheese is absolutely your life, I get that. But understand that our planet is dying. You don't have to immediately drop all animal products and go vegan. Each and every step you make towards a more plant-based diet makes a difference. As a side note, you've probably noted that all of these solutions are going to be taxing in one way or another, taking a toll on at least your time. Plant-based diets are actually an exception to this, in that the time you lose researching how to do it is drastically made up for in what you gain in health benefits and increasing morality. By being vegan, indeed, does not deprive you of delicious food or good health, and once you're into it, you won't have any cravings for cheese or meat, as I can report being vegan for 3 years now. The fifth solution to climate change, according to Project Drawdown, and the last one I'll be looking at today, is tropical forests. Half of the solution begins with preserving our tropical forests, which are currently being lost at an incredible rate. The best way to do this is probably through decreasing the economic incentive for deforestation. The main economic drive for this is cattle, accounting for the vast majority of all deforestation. How amazing that by going vegan, we can almost directly address the number 4 and number 5 most impactful solutions that must be taken to save the planet. The second part of the solution is incentivizing tropical forest restoration, namely through policy change of relevant countries and sponsorship by more wealthy countries to promote said change. Again, I must stress the importance of each and every solution. I would suggest when nailing down what to do, though, we look towards these top 5 solutions, especially those tangible efforts, like managing your refrigerator or food waste, or going vegan, which have measurable effects and with enough backing, will aid in convincing politicians to support specific policies and movements. Some of these solutions desperately need awareness, and others need to be taken more seriously. I cannot wait to see what all of you might be inspired to do relating to climate action and activism. Thanks so much for allowing me to speak today and just having this whole thing right now. I think it's great that you're all doing this. So this has been Maisie Donohue.